It's 9 o'clock in the morning here on Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. And last night I put, it's about 4 o'clock actually in the evening, early evening, late afternoon, I don't know what you call it. About 4 o'clock p.m. yesterday, I moved them into this area. And this area is about 50 feet wide in the north-south direction. And then it's 2 posts. It's 1/7 of 1,000 feet. So that works out to be like 150 feet, I think. 130 something, right? And I also gave them 100 pounds of the protein supplement, the 27% from MFM, Martindale Feed Mill. And you can see they pretty much went to town. There's a little left. I'm used to seeing them lick that clean. So I guess it was a little more than they wanted. Let me check the other trough. Yeah, there's a little bit left there, just like dust. But normally I'll see them lick the troughs clean of whatever I put in there. So it was just about the right amount, maybe a little more than they needed. I'm checking the vegetation here, what they did there, and I'm seeing that yes, they did eat a lot of grass, and there's still a lot of grass they really didn't touch too much. I think putting them in a tighter mob like this really makes a difference in terms of, grazing. You want to put some pressure, significant pressure on the ground, and that includes, eating the grass and the weeds and trampling them. It also includes the manure and the urine, which, as you can see, this place is just covered in manure, and they've stepped in it, and they've, done all kinds of stuff to it. I think this is a better deterrent to keeping them from backgrazing than back fencing would be. And the other thing I'm looking at is the manure quality. So what I want kind of a soupy, like this is taller than I'd like, but that's the upper edge of acceptable. So that patty's acceptable. If the worst patty looked like that, then I wouldn't give them any protein at all. But then over here, this pile is piling up way too high. It's better than it was before. There's worse patties than that in the previous row. That one also has some problems. This one's pretty decent. And this one's watery. You can see, I guess they walked but it's kind of watery, which is a little bit better. I'd rather have it a little bit more watery than stiff. I don't want it to be like the runs. Like this is on the lower edge of softness. Any softer and I'm going to say, hey, they're getting too much protein. So it looks like somebody just had the feed just run right through their belly. This is another patty that's really perfect. It's on the upper edge, but not at the edge. So if more patties look like that, I'd be super happy. And this one, obviously, that cow's having some problems. So I wanted to show you with the cows in the pasture, in the little paddock that I set aside for them, so you can get a sense of how tightly packed they are. When I open them up and move them to the next area, they're all going to rush over there. My plan is to move the troughs first, fill them up with feed, and then allow the cows in. And the reason for that is it's just dangerous to be around the cows while they're swarming the troughs. And I remember a couple years back where there was no hay, like 2 winters ago. I didn't have any hay because it was way too expensive, and a bunch of hay crops failed that year because of the drought. And I was feeding them feed. I didn't want to sell them. I wanted to feed them. And so we learned that we had to move the troughs, fill the troughs, and then allow them in. Otherwise, it's just too dangerous. I was not comfortable opening a bag of feed next to the cows. They start pushing on each other, and they start pushing on me. So, and I'm going to do that with the the protein supplement here as well. The other thing too is I have minerals. Let me just go over there and check on the minerals. And I should check on the water too. The water looks fine. I can see the bobber. One of the things I look for with the water is if the cows are muddy, that means that there's a leak, and the leak is around the water source. They're going over there to the water source, and they have to get muddy to get the water. So they're gonna get muddy themselves. And so I like to check my cows are clean. Anyway, these are the minerals I have. I don't think there's anything special about those minerals, but they've got plenty and they're eating it down. And I'm gonna go buy the Martindale breeder. I think that's the one that I want. So buy a couple bags of that. If it's the kind of mineral you feed before you breed, so I might just hold on to it until like May or June. There might be other minerals I might want while they're on hay. Anyway, that's what it looks like. I'm gonna move them now, so I'm gonna start by moving the troughs. Guys, have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.